Hello artists and welcome to Clay Level A. Let's get started. Alright, so what we're going to talk about today, so we don't need a sketchbook because we're working with clay and a lot of it's really dirty. So let's talk about what we're going to be learning today. First, I can take care of clay supplies. Second, I can pinch and pull. So you're going to be getting a piece of clay that looks kind of like this. It's going to be kind of maybe almost like a ball shape, but maybe it'll be in a cube. And you'll be working on a clay mat at your table. All right, so you'll know that you have enough clay when you can almost touch your fingers together. Like if I hold this ball in my hand, you can maybe almost touch your fingers together, but not quite. There is a small gap. You will know it's too much clay when I can barely hold it in my hand. It's really hard to hold in my hand. Or you'll know you have too little clay if your fingers are on top of each other. This is too little. This is too much. This is just right. This is just right. All right. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to need to round it into a ball. And we're going to do that by taking our hands and cupping them together like this and picking up our clay and then kind of squishing it in that cupping motion. We do this for a couple of reasons. One, we want to make sure all the air bubbles inside are out so that our clay stays nice, but two, so we have a nice place to work with. I can also, once I have a kind of roundish shape here, I can also take it on the table or on my clay mat and I can roll it around, kind of like I would with Play-Doh, to roll it out and make it smooth into like a snowball type thing. All right. I can also pinch and pull my clay. So when I'm pinching and pulling, I need to remember to pinch with my fingers. I can do this with one finger, my two pinchers, or maybe three, maybe more, right? Think pinchy hands. All right, and when I pinch my clay out, I can pinch it into shapes. I can pinch it out. I can pinch other parts in and out. I can kind of pull as I'm pinching. So I'm kind of pulling my hands out as I'm pinching. And this will make a very interesting shape that's happening here. Sometimes if I pull and pinch too far, it'll get too thin and it'll wiggle like a lot. This part right here is too thin. This is too thin. If Mrs. Nichols were to let this dry out all the way, it would break off really easily. Now, sometimes I can pinch too much to where, oh no, it's broken off. If this happens, what I need to do is I need to squish it really hard back into a ball again. And I need to squish it really hard because, again, I don't want those air bubbles in the middle. All right. Once I've squished it really hard with my cupping hands and rolled it back into my ball again, then I can try pinching and pulling again. Now, when I pinch and pull, I can make interesting shapes. So if I pinch this out, ooh, this reminds me of maybe an ear. And if I pinch this side out, ooh, that kind of reminds me of another maybe ear. All right, if I pinch this part out, ooh, this is kind of reminding me of, ooh, maybe an animal head. I don't know, maybe I can pinch this little part out really small, and it kind of reminds me of a unicorn or maybe a rhino unicorn. I don't know. Something interesting is happening here. I've got a fun shape happening. All right, and then when I've kind of pinched it out into a shape that I like and I find is interesting like that, then I'm going to put it down on the table. I'm going to give a little squish down so that I have a flat surface, just like that, so it stands up without me touching it. When this happens, then I can use a toothpick, and now I can make little shapes inside. I don't want to poke all the way through, but maybe I make little places for an eye in the middle. I can give a little poke. Maybe I add a mouth on the side. I'm going to put it in sideways, and I'm going to wiggle it a little bit so that it comes out, kind of like that. I might give it, I don't know, I might draw on here some little ears or eyebrows happening. And now look, it's really starting to look like a figure. Now, when you're done with this part and you've gotten it to where you are happy with it and you've gotten your details on, then you're going to take it up to your teacher, and your teacher is going to put your name on the bottom, and she's going to do something. Your teacher's going to fire your clay. What that means is it's kind of like a big oven. Your teacher's going to put your clay in a big oven and heat it up. And when it heats up, it's gonna not be it's not gonna be squishy anymore, and it's not gonna be gray either. It's gonna turn like this. It's gonna turn white and hard. Now this is also breakable, so I do need to be careful with it. But now I have my shape, and it can't go anywhere. It's so interesting. Happy creating!